So, hi everyone. This is Sasha, if you don't know already. Um, so for today's Friday video, it's late, I'm sorry, this is gonna be weird, but I'm gonna try to make it go fast. I don't wanna lag it on, ha! um, so I asked on Twitter, I only got 2 responses, so I found some questions online, but for then and now questions, like, what was something that I favorited when I was a kid, and then what has it changed to till now? So the first couple, well, the only 2 I got off of Twitter. One was from Putsy Plays. When and how did you first learn to ride a bike? Here's hoping you have. I do know how to ride a bike. I haven't ridden one in a long time, but my parents used to take me to we used to have a cemetery down that way, actually, from my house. We used to have a cemetery down that way, and my parents tried and tried and tried. They got me to at least get the training wheels off of my bike, but I kept falling over. And then one day, my grandparents from Florida were they were from Florida. My grandparents from Florida were in town, and my dad painted me a brand new bike, got it all nice, and I just, no shoes on. I remember it because there's pictures somewhere. But I rode my bike up and down the road, and my grandmother has a picture of it, and I can't find it, but I remember my bike was like purple and pink pastel colors, and my dad painted it himself. But yeah, so I know how to ride a bike. And then from Austin, Game the Chicken, what were some of your favorite foods as a kid versus some now? When I was a kid, I really liked like spaghetti and Kraft. I don't know if anybody else likes this, but my parents always used to make it, and it was just like boxed Kraft mac and cheese with cut up hot dogs in it, and it was the best thing ever when I was a kid. And what else? Oh, and my mom's lasagna. That was so good. And then now I like sausage, peppers, and onions. I never used to like sausage when I was a kid, but I like sausage, peppers, and onions, and like spicier food, I guess. But it's good enough. But those are some of the foods I liked then and now. Oh, excuse me. How do you engage, or how did you engage in creativity as a child? I used to draw a lot, and I used to color a lot, and how I do it now, that hasn't changed. Well, I guess making videos, I guess I can add that to my list, but I still color, and I still draw and doodle and all that. I think it's because I work at my day camp. Oh, excuse me. Here's a fun one, and forgot this was on here. What kind of atmosphere did your parents create? Without going into a lot of detail, when I was just around my mother, it was very pleasant, minus when we fought, but it was very pleasant when I was a kid. And, well, it was pleasant around my dad until it got to a certain point. And then, but now I don't speak to my father. I haven't spoken to my father in like a month. He texted me and asked me if I needed something. I told him I was at work, and that was the last I've heard from him. But my mom, I at least call once a week, and we talk for about an hour. I see how she is. I see how life in Florida is going. Just talk about how much I miss her. She's bummed because she can't come home for my birthday, but I understand. It's just it sucks. Oh, that's sorry. What? What childhood dream or dreams did you have about what you wanted to be when you grew up? Teacher? I never really wanted to be anything else. I'm so lame. I'm sorry. Never wanted to really be anything else. I just wanted to be a teacher. That hasn't changed any. As most of you that watch my videos know. I don't know what that voice was. What impact did your parents have on deciding your choices for the future related to further education and career? My dad was really rough on me, actually. It took, when it came to like doing math, he's really big in math, but I like to learn things at my own speed, and I'm very hands-on learning. But he'd push it, and then it just made it so I hated math. And then I'd go and he'd explain it to me. I'd get confused, I'd get frustrated, I'd get upset. But then I'd go to my mom and she'd explain it in a way that like made sense to me, and it's just that's how I feel about it. But as of right now, both my parents respect my decision on me waiting to go back to college until everything is like financially stable in my life. What impact did any influential adults in your young life have on deciding your choices for the future related to further education or career? My camp counselor, who turned into the camp director, who turned into my 6th grade teacher, who turned into my boss. He has literally known me since I was 5 or 6. I started camp there, and I remember getting my paper for 6th grade, and I didn't know who the person was. So I was asking around, asking all my friends, and they told me. I was like, no. I was like, that's Jason, and they were like, no, it's Mr. Ballard. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's Jason. And it was just funny because I'd only known him as that. And he was my 6th grade teacher, so he was at my 6th grade graduation. He watched me graduate from high school. When I graduate from college, he said that he'd go to my college graduation. But he still helps push me to succeed in my life. He knows I have it rough, so he wants me to make the best decisions for me. Me not being in school is not one of them, but I can only do so much. I'm sorry, I'm tired. What extra curricular activities or sports did you do? I remember when I was little, I used to do Big Sis, Little Sis, and this was in my, like, I guess, I don't know, my kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade years at my school. We'd have Big Sis and Little Sis. The kids from the high school would come hang out with us, and we'd have cookies, and we'd talk, and they'd just help us with homework. And I remember that, which is weird because I don't remember a lot from like those times, minus having my tonsils taken out. But I remember I always used to because we used to get to walk around our library. Our library was a circle. I'm motioning with my hand like you can see me, but it was a circle. So I'd go and I'd like hide, and then my big sis would come and find me. She's like, "Come on!" I was like, "Oh." I was a troublemaker then. And then middle school, I played softball for an extracurricular activity. I can speak. And then high school, I did choir and all that. Fun stuff. Love choir. Ooh. How did your parents and teachers describe you as a child as towards now? I think this is probably the thing that has not changed since I was little, which is kind of weird. When I was little, we used to get our report cards and everything, and I was always said to be a leader. And I don't know why I think it's funny. I just do, because that and the fact that I'm quiet, or I tend to be quiet, has carried on throughout my whole life. Every single teacher I had said that I was going to be a leader. Let alone, I'm technically a leader at my camp. I direct the kids. I have my own group. And then when I'm working my other seasonal job, I'm the leader in Candyland. So I think it's funny because throughout my whole life, I've been known as a leader, and then it just happened to stick, I guess. Capricorns are just great leaders. Pa-pa-pa. Oh, there must be a train. Sorry, my closet's making noise. How did your first real job after graduating from school impact your view of work and having a career? I actually started working when I was about 15, 16. I worked, I guess the jobs have changed. I worked at a museum. I generally did retail sales, gave a little spiel before the self-guided tour that you gave through the museum, and then I framed pictures and all that, which I didn't mind. It's just, it was kind of hard. I had a hard time with it sometimes, but that gave me kind of a low expectation of what working would be like. And now that I'm older, granted, I've worked 3 jobs in my life. 2 of them I still work seasonal at. But I work my butt off during my 2 seasonal jobs more than I ever did at my first job. Because I know that if I do well enough, I can move up and be something even better. I guess that's the best way to say it. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be a fun one. Okay. Looking back over the experiences of your life, what are the 5 most important elements of a happy life for you? So when I was a kid, it was probably family, friends, grandparents. I know they're family, but as a kid I was probably like that. Pets and cousins. Okay, general. Now for a happy life, it's positivity, stability, family, friends, and I was on such a good roll. And I was doing so good. And hard work. That's what makes me happy. I think I said family, friends, positivity. I don't remember. I have the worst memory, but it's also 4:43 a.m. So forgive me, you heard what the 5 things were, and that makes me happy. What negative or limiting patterns have you seen in yourself? When I was little, I never asked questions, which is stupid. I should have asked a lot more questions because then I would have understood a lot more. I feel like I would have moved up more in school. I went to Ben at the stage I was at. I was, well, from like first to sixth grade, I was always in advanced classes, but then after that, I just stopped caring. So that was a negative pattern. And then, like, first semester of school, I would always do so poorly. And then the second semester, because it counted more, I would just do everything. And I was like, and now, I guess it's seeing, now that I'm older, it's seeing the bad in myself. I do it all the time. I will nitpick myself until I think I've done everything wrong, and it's awful. I've gotten better, but I nitpick everything, even if I know it's right. If I don't think other people are gonna like it, I get frustrated. It makes me mad. So I nitpick. What person from your past had the greatest positive impact on you? From my past, when I was little, it would probably be my mom. And now I think it's, including my mom, I think it's my grandparents who have passed away. One not so recently, but the other in April. Because they always saw the positive in me. They always pushed me to do my best. And they still mean the world to me, especially my grandparents who passed away. They still mean the world to me, and they still impact me. Even though I'm not always there, I'm not part of the family, really. But anyway, what? Oh, okay. So what experiences from the past are still unhealed? And what's holding you back? I think all of the stuff that happened with my father is still unhealed. And I don't think that will ever change. I will never forgive. And I know that's a very bold thing to say, but I will never forgive what happened. When you're that traumatized at 14, you never forgive. I'm sorry. And then, still one of the things that happened between me and my mom and her boyfriend, that's still kind of iffy with me. I've forgiven my mom, obviously. It's just, it still bugs me. And then, I know it shouldn't. I've talked about it on Twitter. I've talked to Allegro. I've spoken how I feel about this. And it still bugs me when people think it's okay to bring up the frickin' past. And it happens all the time. People will just do it, and it just... I hate it because people bring up my past, and I know I've screwed up a lot. I know it. That doesn't mean that's who I am now. Next question, because I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset. That's not good. Okay, hopefully only like one or two more. Okay, two more. In general, how does your past life influence your current life and outlook? I feel like I am going to grow up to be a better person and be a better parent than, like, my father ever was. And I know that's kind of rude to say, but I feel like because I grew up so soon, I've matured, and I think that that's going to drive me to become a better person earlier on in life than waiting to realize that in 10, 15 years that it doesn't matter what people think about me. The people I care about will care about me for me and not give a crap if I'm overweight or if I say something funny or if I look funny. I don't care. People should not care. And I'm finally, that's starting to click into my head. Oh, excuse me. Okay, this is getting long. And then the last one. In the past 10 years, what were the top 5 happiest and most fulfilling events or situations in your life? Okay, so top 5 in the past 10 years. So I was 10. I can't remember that far back. Doing well on my kneecaps. Doing well enough on my kneecaps that I didn't have to take my senior science exam. Helping out my grandparents as much as I do. Starting YouTube. Becoming a happier and more positive Sasha. Okay, well, that's my then and now. It kind of turned into just random questions, but that's inevitable for me, as most of you know. I generally post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I missed Monday this week because I'm a fail and I work too much, as I will chit chat about in my previous video. But I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your Friday. Have a nice fun time out. And have some fun for me while I'm at work. Alright. I hope you all have a great night. Bye.